Hello, this is Stuart from the Photomatix team, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you a basic technique for taking bracketed photos. What we're going to do now is take a series of photographs with the intention of seeing both the interior of the room and what's outside the window. First of all, turn on all the lights in the room, the ceiling lights, uplighters, floor lamps, or any architectural lights you may find. Next, set the ISO to 400. Now we need to select a suitable aperture, how much light we let into the lens. For good sharpness in your photos with a wide-angle lens, I suggest f8. Now select Aperture Priority and make sure your flash is switched off. The common abbreviations for Aperture Priority are the letters AV or A. Now aim your camera to a point in the room which has an average brightness level, that is to say, not directly at the darkest area with shadows, nor at the brightest, like the window. Make a note of the shutter speed. What you see here is just an example, as your shutter speed may be a different value. Now switch the camera to manual mode and check that the shutter speed didn't change. If it did, then change it back to what you saw after aiming at an average brightness. In your camera's settings menu, find the AEB function. This is automatic exposure bracketing. If you are unfamiliar with the AEB functions of your camera, then refer to its user manual. Set the exposure compensation of your camera to plus and minus 2 EV if it supports a 2 EV spacing. Otherwise, set it to the maximum EV spacing it allows. Depending on your camera model, you may now see 3 markers on your display. One marker at -2, one in the middle on 0, and the last marker at +2. These represent the 3 shots you are going to take. One underexposed, one normal, and one overexposed. Some cameras are capable of taking more than 3 bracketed photographs at once, some 5 or 7. If so, use the maximum allowed by your camera. Before we take the required shots, switch your camera to continuous shooting mode. Mount your camera on a tripod if you have one. If you don't, look for a steady surface you can rest the camera on. Next, frame the shot, check the focus, then press and hold the shutter button until the bracketed photos are taken. So there you have it, 3 bracketed photographs ready to import into Photomatix. If you're using a tripod, which is always recommended, then try using the timer function to fire the shutter. Or even better, use a remote shutter release cable. The more stable the camera during the shooting process, the better the results.